In this video, I'm going to show you the 3 easy ways to get it so where you have irresistible energy so that people don't leave you. Once we let go of the belief that we are replaceable, a lot in our life begins to change. And in this video, I'm going to show you the 3 ways as to how to actually do that. The first way and the first thing to realize about this when it comes to having irresistible energy is think of even the word itself of irresistible. Irresistible has the word resist on it. And when we get out of our own way and release the resistance within our own energy field, we will have more magnetic energy. Think about it. If you're with somebody and you are irresistible, it means they literally do not have resistance about you. Now, remember, when it comes to attracting love and when it comes to energy in general, this is about what you feel about you. And our outer reality is simply mirroring back to us that which we believe to be true about ourselves. So in my own life, what I found is that when I had this block to where I literally believed that just people were going to leave me, and that happened a lot. I had people that weren't choosing me. You know, if I was dating someone, it was like I felt like I wasn't chosen, and it was something that was a reoccurring theme in my life, where I would be with somebody for a period of time and then they would either lose interest, and it was like there was like some level of dopamine that would be inside the relationship, and for a while that would work, but then eventually it was like I would lose my own center of gravity. And I think what would happen too is I would bend myself so much for other people. It was like my sense of self-worthiness was low, so I was like, oh, well, in order to have this love, in order to continue to have this relationship, I have to bend backwards, I have to change the way that I am. And it was like there was a self-fulfilling belief there that just stated like, I'm not worthy, I'm not good enough. So I'd find myself bending myself and really creating a lot of unnecessary resistance in my relationships, but I would have it to where people would literally leave me. And what I eventually did is I eventually had to look at the roots of this, because they say that the patterns we experience after a certain age, especially like 7 years old, between 2 and 7, we have these things that happen to us that are different energetic patterns that then we recreate if we don't heal it many times throughout our lives. So between 2 to 7 years old, my guess is if you clicked on this video, you may have had some level of either physical or emotional abandonment from your parents or from someone in your life, where somebody maybe wasn't emotionally or physically present for you. And then the meaning, the story on the inside is, I must not be worthy. There must be something wrong with me. And what then happens is that autopilot belief and meaning is something that then we go through childhood, or after childhood, we go through our relationships and we continue to keep attracting people that mirror back that belief. So when we talk about this level in general, because the way this video is 3 easy ways to become irresistible, realize that this is about really getting to the core of the problem. And the core of the problem, at least for me and for a lot of people I noticed that I've seen, that I've coached, is that there's an abandonment wound there. And here's the tricky thing about the abandonment wound. As being afraid of being abandoned and being afraid of being rejected is because we already felt rejected or abandoned between 2 and 7 years old. And what ends up happening is we then abandon ourselves to make everyone else happy. But that's not irresistible. That's not attractive. And that eventually loses polarity. I lost a lot of polarity in my relationships because I was bending myself, and as the masculine presence, you're meant to be grounded and still and solid. So eventually what I had to do is I had to look at this wound, this childhood wound, and see, oh, little Aaron didn't feel acknowledged. Maybe that's why I created a YouTube channel and wanted so many, was really focused on adding as much value out in the world and growing my YouTube channel, was to fill that significant wound. And at the same time, the abandonment wound, where I realized that I was attracting people that weren't choosing me because I wasn't choosing me, the real me. I wasn't living to my values. I wasn't like honoring myself and my boundaries and not allowing people to treat me in different ways, or leaving relationships when it wasn't balanced in that way. So if you really want to become irresistible and you don't want people to leave, you have to look at the abandonment wound. You have to look at it and you just have to acknowledge it. You don't have to really do much with it, honestly. You just become aware of it. And then you'll see, why am I becoming a people pleaser or a nice guy? Or why am I doing this for somebody else? Or what am I trying to get out of this? What kind of validation and love am I trying to get out of this? That's maybe conditional, because that kind of energy was there growing up. Maybe some type of conditional love, or not a feeling of validation. So the more we become aware of this energy, the more our life will begin to change, because then we'll see that this is strictly just a story that has been on autopilot. That's it. It's a story that's been on autopilot. It's a meaning that's been on autopilot. And when I healed this within my life and became aware of this abandonment wound that I was living in, oh my God, so much of my life changed, because I stopped abandoning me, which meant I set boundaries with people, which is more attractive, more irresistible. Not only did I set boundaries with people, but I also started speaking my mind more and being vulnerable. Big part of abandonment is you feel like you can't be vulnerable. I started expressing myself. You know what? In this relationship, it's not cool that you did this. In this friendship, it's not cool that this happened. I'm actually speaking my mind now. And then people actually respected me more. It was crazy. Everything I was afraid of actually had the opposite effect. I was afraid that if I spoke my mind and was myself, that people would then reject me. They actually respected me more. So that was irresistible. Being yourself is irresistible. But all we have to do is let go of the abandonment, the abandonment energy that's there, that's telling us we can't be ourselves, because if we were ourselves, we'd be rejected or abandoned. It's not true. It's actually the opposite. You'll be even more respected. And as you accept yourself more, so will other people accept you more. Now, the second key to this is looking at resistance in general in your energetic field. This is an easy way of looking at it, because when you look at your own energy and you feel into how you feel about you, realize that energy is being put out and other people are feeling that. By the way, do you all want to see where I'm at right now? I'm in Cabo, and that's the beach. I think you could see it. I can't see but anyways, wanted to show you. I'm in Cabo for a couple of days, and I still sometimes want to make videos, so I'm coming out here. It's kind of bright. I have very sensitive eyes. At least that's the story I tell myself. So it's like I can't just look. Some people are really good in the sun, but me, I gotta squint like this. I'm sorry. Just kidding. I'm not sorry. See, isn't that irresistible that I'm not sorry? If I was sorry, you'd be like, oh, he's changing the center of gravity because he's afraid of rejection and abandonment. But I'm not sorry, okay? This is just how my eyes are. It's just acceptance. And as I accept myself, you feel that. So that's the second step to this process, is looking at your own energy and letting go of the resistance by accepting yourself. So many times we put all these high things on ourselves, like we have to be a certain way, for me to be attractive or accepted, I have to be X, Y, Z and all this long list. And it creates so much resistance inside of our field. And realize this too, when you look at somebody else and you think of them, you're literally energetically sending them energy. So if you're thinking of someone, you're like, I hope they text me back. I hope I get I hope they want to go on a date again. I hope this, I hope that. And you're feeling lack, you're sending them lack energy. They're feeling that and it's repelling them. Irresistible energy is about letting go of the need to control how someone else feels and letting go of thinking that someone else is going to be like your key to happiness. A lot of times this has to do as well with being attached to the outcome. We're attached to the outcome because we think that if we get someone else's validation or support, we're closing a loop on our childhood wound. And the key to this is realizing you're good either way. You're good whether they come on the date with you or not. You're good whether they text you or not. But the thing to become aware of here is, what is the deeper thing, the deeper story that's trying to be fulfilled? Because I used to feel so unworthy if someone didn't text me back. I would internalize it. And the thing to realize is, if somebody's not choosing you, you don't have to internalize it. It doesn't mean you're not good enough. It may mean there's a story there that says people don't choose me. But as you become aware of these stories, you begin to neutralize the energy. And as you stop engaging to say, oh, I need this from somebody else or I need that, you start to neutralize the energy. So become aware and do an audit of your own energy and how you feel, and simply focus on having more fun. That makes you irresistible. Having more fun. How do you have more fun? You choose to be yourself and you lighten up. You don't look at this like, I have to attract love, I'm this age and I need to attract love by this age and have kids by this age. You put all that pressure on yourself, you're creating resistance, and it's literally creating a block in your energy field. But think about it, if you see someone out at night and they're just having fun with their friends, and they're not attached to whether you like them or not, That's way more attractive than someone's like, oh, I hope this person really likes me. And they're like over in their head thinking about every little interaction that they've had with somebody, and they're hoping they text them back. Like, that energy butchers it. Have fun. Loosen up. Whatever is meant to be will be. And if you trust the process, that really helps too. At least that's what I found. Now, the third part of this process has to do with understanding some people will leave. And saying they never want to leave, I mean, do you want to attract a narcissist and have them never leave? I'll tell you, that would be a big trap. That would be a huge trap to do that. So you want certain people to leave because you have a certain standard for who you are and how you show up in the world. So think about this. A lot of times people that have the abandonment wound as well, they attract emotionally unavailable partners. People that aren't emotionally choosing them and aren't emotionally there for them, because that feels safer, because when 2 to 7 years old, you may have had people in your family that were not emotionally available, and that feels normal. So when talking about they never leave, realize that this is about choosing emotional availability over the dopamine addiction that may come from people that don't choose you because you're trying to prove that you're worthy. So you want certain people to leave your life. You want crazy sociopaths, narcissists. I mean, there's certain people you don't want to attract, right? And that's okay. But when you're being the real you and you're looking at your own level of emotional availability, that was a big trigger for me, as I thought people in my life were emotionally unavailable, not knowing that I was emotionally unavailable. And I had normalized lack of emotional availability for myself. So the reason I share this with you is because the more you open up your heart, the more vulnerable you become. It will be more attractive and more irresistible to the right people. But it will not be attractive to certain people that don't want to go there with you emotionally. But what I'm trying to do is help you break out of the cycle, break out of the patterns of attracting the same people over and over again. And you do that, the more you choose yourself, the more you open your heart, the more you look at your own abandonment issues, maybe even from 2 to 7 years old. You just become aware of it. And then you stop abandoning yourself. You start being yourself, because you being you is the most irresistible you can be. Now, a big part of this too is confidence. How confident are you? Confident literally means to trust. And when you trust yourself, you can then show up in the world in a very bold way, and that makes you even more irresistible. Now, something we're going to be doing on July 1st to the 21st is a 21-day confidence challenge. If you want to wire in ultimate confidence, if you want to let go of fear and doubt, if you want to let go of codependent patterns, if you want to learn how to be in your own frame of reality, then now is the best time to join the 21-day confidence challenge. You can go right now, click the link below in the description box, or go to aarondowdy.com/confidence. aarondowdy.com/confidence for the early bird special on this 21-day transformative challenge. I've had over 10,000 people go through the 21-day challenges I've done before. I've done it on raising vibration, magnetic love, abundance. Now we're doing it on confidence. So if you haven't joined those yet, go to that link. Join now is the best time to join. We start July 1st to the 21st. I can't wait for that. Now also, if you want to heal the abandonment wound and look at that more, there's a video right here that will help you do that, that will completely change your life and help you have even more irresistible energy. So click it right here. The side effects of the abandonment wound is that we will do anything we can to gain the approval and the validation of other people. And it's because we're not drawing that validation from self, because as a kid, we weren't given that, or we weren't taught